Good morning, Scorpio. It's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess to do your weekly reading from the 9th to the 15th of December. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. To all you people who've supported me from the beginning, thank you for your loyalty. And for new people who've come on board, thank you and welcome. The cards I'm going to use for your reading are the Witch's Tarot. If the readings don't resonate with you, you know you can check out your natal chart for other aspects of your sign. Your moon, your rising and your Venus are particularly good when it comes to just checking up if something doesn't resonate. I think that's everything, Scorpio. Ooh, they didn't separate that easy this morning. Okay, so we have a King of Swords coming out for you. Now, I'm not sure if this is the energy you're taking on this week or if you're dealing with a Libra, Aquarius or Gemini. Now, if you're taking on this energy, the card represents a king with his sword held high. So the king is the top of the suit. So you're really in your, highest element here. The sword he's holding represents truth and clarity. And there's a truth that it has to be told here or spoken here. Now, the king is not looking in any way aggressive with that sword. So it's not about cutting something out of his life. It's more about delivering a truth to somebody that maybe, has to be done. And being the king, you can't wait any longer now because you're sort of at the end of the range of people. So the king has to do it now. Okay, so the first card we have out is the Three of Cups. Now, the Three of Cups talks of, having, fun times with your friends and family. It talks about celebration and having good times. Sometimes it can talk about a third party in a relationship, but we'll see how that goes here. Okay, and here's the clarity that needs to be spoken. You need to tell someone a truth because you need to start a new journey here. So the eagle's sort of giving this impression that you need to take a very high approach to this, but you're definitely getting a new start and one that has truth and clarity in it. So something perhaps has changed for you here. Okay, so we have the Seven of Wands here. Now the Seven of Wands is a card of being defensive, feeling like you have to stick up for yourself, going into something already prepared for battle. But definitely feeling like you may have to defend yourself here, which makes a whole lot of sense with this Ace of Swords here. Now, the next card we have out is the Six of Pentacles, and it talks of, equal give and take. What you're putting into something, what you're getting out of it would be exactly the same. So it's like a fairness, it's an equality. It's a Libra card, so it's very much about keeping a balanced scale here. Okay, all right, and then we have the Seven of Pentacles. Now the Seven of Pentacles talks about being patient, but more so it's about planting your seeds and waiting for them to come to fruition. This can be about manifesting too, because you may have put an idea out there into the universe and asked for a return, and the universe is working on that for you at the moment. Okay, then we have the Moon. Okay, you're seeing the story here, folks. The moon talks about things hidden from you at this point in time. So you don't know what's going to come here. You are being very defensive about something that's coming here. I think that you've wanted to do something for a while, but you haven't quite worked out how to do it yet. You haven't quite seen what the universe is planning for you here. Okay, and then we have the Death card. Now, the Death card talks of transformation. It talks of putting effort and energy into feeling or being different about something, approaching something very differently. It's about letting an old part of you die off here, a part of you that no longer serves you. It could be that you have been forced into this by the universe, or it could be that you've chosen to change something about yourself. Either way, there's change happening here. Okay, and then we have stability. This is being a nice reading here. So this is the card of stability here. This is the card of marriage, of settling down, of having the life that you've always wanted, sort of thing. That's beautiful. Okay, and then you have the Magician. This is the master manifester. He can bring in anything he wants to Scorpio, and it looks like this is what you're doing at the moment. I'm going to do a recap here before we put the front card on. I'm curious. It's a beautiful reading. Okay, so the first card we had out here was the King of Swords, which implies that you need to take on this energy to do something here. I already felt that before we got the sword out here. Now, this could be something to do with a relationship, and I feel like there's a truth that needs to be told about a third party that was involved in a relationship. Some sort of third party thing. Might not have been another person, but something was involved in this before you move forward on it. There's a truth that needs to be told here. So you're trying to work out from these cards, unknown, manifesting, how to go forward and bring balance back into a situation where there was imbalance before with the three people. Now, you know that you may be faced with defensive behaviour here. You already are aware that maybe you won't be received well. But I feel like you've put a lot of effort into changing yourself here. Maybe reviewing a situation. There's still, and you've got two cards of manifesting here, and what you want is this stability. You want this life of happiness and stableness, maybe marriage, but what you're fearing is this moon energy here. You're fearing what will come of this if you speak your truth. What's going to happen if I step forward and tell this as it was? This third party stuff here sometimes can talk about other commitments within a relationship. Maybe there was some sort of relationship breakdown here. Could have been another person involved. It could have been another situation involved. But definitely this feeling that you need to now speak up about it. There's a manifestation here. You really want this, especially with this Four of Wands here. It's something you really want. And I feel like you've been working on it for a while. So it may have been something that you've been thinking a lot about, because it's pushed you into some sort of transformation here with the Moon and the Death card. It's like you've changed something about yourself in order to move forward, changed your thinking or something. Maybe you're going back to someone because you've realised that there's something that happened in the past here you need to fess up on in order to move this relationship forward. Now, remembering, Scorpio, too, that this can be a flip-flop energy. So I could be talking about the other person, which is, for some people is really important to know. But there's definite feeling here that they're very nervous about doing this because of this defensive energy. They're worried about how they can approach you or how you can approach someone else, regardless. But what I want to say to you is with this Four of Wands here, that says to me that this is a good thing. You don't have to worry. You're going to be received well, because the Four of Wands wouldn't have come up if you weren't going to be received well. And the last card, the last card is the Nine of Pentacles here. So we have two sort of outcomes to this. The first outcome is that the other person or the person you go to speak to chooses to stay single because of this situation. Or it could be that after you've done this, you resolve something in yourself here with the Death card, and now this is being brought to light. You could choose to stay single. If this is about any other situation, which I find you could apply that to anything, some sort of truth you need to tell someone. You need to do it. And at the end of the day, it will be resolved. There's happiness here. But either way, you walk forward with a lot of confidence and a lot of self-assuredness that maybe you didn't have before because you've been thinking about how to disclose this to someone, or vice versa. But definitely a beautiful manifestation of something here. Something's been really troubling you here that you need to move forward with. The Six of Pentacles says to me that the universe wants you to clear it up. You need to clear it up. You need to say your piece, and whatever this is, walk away from it with your confidence intact. Fantastic reading, Scorpio. Have a wonderful week.